Oh, there's still music playing. Ah, there it goes. Am I deaf right now? What's going on? I can't hear you.
Sorry, that's because I had my fucking mic muted.
That'll do it. That'll do it every time.
Of course I bloody did.
What's going on, bud?
Not much, my friend. Long time no interaction on this.
I know. We haven't made content in a while. This is nuts, man. First off, that intro, that's aggressive. There's a lot going on there.
I saw you vibing backstage, though. I saw you vibing.
I was feeling it, yeah. I don't know what that was, but I was doing it. That's a dance. That's not what you think it is. Get out your mind out of the gutter.
That was one of my old bands. So
I got my ADG drinks going on. I got one for hydration and then one for dehydration. So we're good to go.
That is awesome. We got
Pretty
a few
soon
in the
we're gonna
chat
have super
already.
chats, and I'm gonna be like, hit that super chat button on YouTube so I can go buy beer. That's gonna be the bit.
We've got a few in the chat already. We've got Chris Jackson, we've got Lily, we've got DM, that guy Shrek, Myth of Wrestling. Yeah, we got a fair few now.
Yeah, hopefully some people came over to hang out from the TikTok side. I was doing a TikTok live while wrestling was going on. That might be the move. I might make the TikTok live my live stream for wrestling because it's so easy to do and I don't have to worry about a lot. Somebody gifted me a cowboy hat, so I got to do like ABJ bot version. I was like, yeah, thank you for the cowboy hat. Yeehaw. That was kind of fun.
Oh shit. So you were doing everything.
And then what kind of beer is the question tonight? I am drinking my hometown beer, Yingling Brewing Company, our Yingling beer. It is from Pottsville, Pennsylvania, America's oldest brewery. So it's the oldest beer made in America, and it's right here by me. Also, just hit 100 or 800 subscribers over on my YouTube channel. So thank you all so much for hitting that first milestone. Now on to 1,000, and watch some videos. I need the watch hours, but also make sure you subscribe to Raz's channel. And let's. Oh, Chris Jackson's the one who gave the cowboy hat. There he is. Cowboy
and
hat.
That guy Shrek was also on your.
They were both TikTokers, so they came from the TikTok side. So it's working. I'm getting people to TikTok to come over to join on the YouTube side. I don't do a lot of live content on YouTube, but we'll I try to make it special. Like if I collaborate with somebody, like when I go on somebody else's channel, I try to make it a special deal so more people can interact live. So I'm trying to. Yeah. I don't want to overdo myself, you know.
Well, speaking of that, tell everybody where they can find you.
All things Anthony Blackwell Jr. on all social media, YouTube, TikTok, the whole nine. It's everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, just trying to grow that brand. Facebook, I do have a personal account, Anthony Blackwell Jr. That's I have my personal one. If you add it, I may or may not add you right away, depending on what if your profile picture looks real. But if I don't add that, you can still follow it, or you can go to my like page where this is live right now. Just search on YouTube ABJ and it pops up. Also, we have a Discord page. If you want to join the Discord, the link is in my link tree as well. I'll actually.
Oh shit! Where'd he go? He cut himself off. Whoops. Sorry guys, I don't know what happened there. He's just disappeared.
I'm an idiot.
So you're an idiot.
If you want to Discord, I'll put the link in the chat right now. Just click this button, join the Discord, and you're all set to go. And also, I'll put this in here too. This is the link tree if you want to find all my social medias.
And it's a great Discord as well. So, like,
yeah, probably right after this stream, we'll be in there till like 4 a.m. talking. So come hang out.
Well, 4 a.m. your time. God knows what time of the afternoon for me.
Yeah. So for the people who don't know, if you can't hear by the amazing voice, Raz is Australian. Me and Raz have met via wrestling, talking wrestling and making content. And then Raz is starting his own channel, which is super exciting. But Raz is the reason I was in London. So him and his family, they went out and they were on the corners hustling for ABJ so they can pay for me to go to London. And it was an amazing experience. I got to finally leave the country and hang out with my internet friend for the first time. It was kind of cool meeting people. They're like, "You're American." I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "You're from Australia." And they're like, "Yeah." They're like, "How do you know each other?" Like, the internet.
It's not just for porn, my friends.
Yeah. It can be.
It can be.
Yeah.
I mean, it could have ended up being that content while we were in London, but
well, he thought you were British. I mean, Australia is like the same thing. They're owned by the British.
Essentially.
So
Essentially.
They just have more dangerous creatures.
Similar shit, different label.
Yeah.
So what did you think of AEW tonight?
I thought it was a good show. I thought Pound. Listen, I'm gonna sound insanely biased, right? I have most of my memorabilia on the wall is AEW related. I enjoy all wrestling. I like both. Yeah. WWE in the last 4 years has not really won me over as a fan. Like their weekly wrestling doesn't do it for me. I feel like they never really make it worthwhile every week. They play it safe week to week to week, and then they make you just wait for the pay-per-view. And then when you see the pay-per-view, the pay-per-views don't mean anything unless it's one of the major 4 pay-per-views. So like usually your fast lanes and all your other pay-per-views are just kind of like, hey, this is something here, but the big stuff's going to happen on one of the big 4. So they kind of make you wait all the time. Where AEW is kind of like banger match, banger match, banger match. And both yous are not wrong. It's British Texas or British Florida. I totally agree.
I love it. I love it. I mean, that's what I put in my audition form for Deal or No Deal. I said my friend describes me as Australian Texas.
I love that. If you get on Deal or No Deal and don't say I love ABJ, I'm gonna be pissed.
I'll be having the shirt.
Wear the shirt. Wear the I Heart ABJ. Yeah, they'll kick you right off. They're like, yeah, you gotta change
That's that. The plan. I'm gonna have the I Heart ABJ shirt on.
Speaking of that, the I Heart ABJ shirt is now on Pro Wrestling Tees.
There you go.
So when you go on Pro Wrestling Tees, there it is in all of its glory. There's Scissor Me Daddy Asses and I Heart ABJs.
I love it. I love it.
But so yeah, so we NXT I thought was a good show. I thought match for match we had better matches. I thought they made the show feel more important because we got 2 title changes. There was 6 matches on AEW and still a lot of promos and storytelling and story building for next week. So they didn't just throw away all the storytelling just to say, hey, we're going to
bonus at the buy-in as well.
Yeah, we got a buy-in match and then we got overtime match where NXT seemed like it banked on here's a bunch of guys from the main roster that are going to come down and make an appearance and interact with our roster. And all of our roster is going to be second fiddle to the main roster people. And I don't really think they built up the NXT roster. Like, remember back in the day, NXT won Survivor Series? Like, they dominated. They were the more dominant brand. And then tonight they were kind of the pushovers. I do think NXT did have some good matchups though. Like, I thought 2 of them definitely stood out to me, maybe 3. But I thought show for show, pound for pound, match for match, I thought AEW was the better show.
I found it very, very interesting that how the 2 different shows started. That you had AEW starting with a title, like with a match, and
Bryan Danielson versus Swerve Strickland as the opening contest.
Yeah, and then you had Cody making his announcements, which one of those announcements ending up being something that they do every year anyway.
Yeah, so it wasn't
the Dusty Classic.
Yeah, the Dusty Classic was kind of like a shoe-in. I think a big missed opportunity tonight for NXT, which we'll get to later on when we get to that. They had an opportunity to do something kind of cool tonight, but didn't do it. But I don't know, man. It's just kind of like WWE as well. It's like, oh, well, all of a sudden, because there's competition, tonight we're going to give a shit about NXT, but every other night we don't. Like, if they put the same energy into NXT weekly that they did tonight, more people would be there for it. Like, if you talked about NXT more on your main roster showing, to be like, hey, go check out NXT every Tuesday, people would give a shit about it. But you only care about it when there's competition there. It doesn't seem genuine. And maybe I'm just a biased fan, or I'm kind of a hard fan, but like John Cena standing in a corner, LA Knight as a special referee, Paul Heyman in a corner, and Cody Rhodes talking and doing a promo aren't enough for me to say that's enough for me to watch your wrestling show. Like, I want to see Matt. At the end of the day, I want to see wrestling. Like, now, if they would have said Cody Rhodes is like, you know what, you want to prove that you're a big dog Dragunov, I'll wrestle you tonight. Like, that would have been like, holy crap, Cody's wrestling on NXT. Like, that would have been a cool moment. But
for me personally, I would have gone and been just like, well, that's just another dig at AEW.
Yeah.
That's what I would think, because it's bringing him in onto NXT when AEW is scheduled to go head to head.
It's kind of like if you're a quarterback, right? And then you show up and everyone's like, hey, can you throw a pass? And you're like, nah. Like, you show up at a wrestling show, we want to see you fight. We want to see you perform. We don't want to see like you talking to a mic. It's kind of boring like that. Like, I think if you're gonna put the gloves off and you're gonna box with your competition, then show up to fight.
Yeah, and I think Myth has it right here. Myth of Wrestling. If we'd got Cody versus Ilya Dragunov,
sick.
It probably would have secured NXT the win for the night. But
yeah, Cody wins, but it's non-title. But you make Dragunov look like he just took Cody Rhodes to the limit, and it's a win-win for both guys.
Yeah, 100%. So tonight we started the show early because we got the buy-in on YouTube.
Yeah.
With Eddie Kingston versus Minoru Suzuki. What was your opinions on that match?
I enjoyed it, but it was a lot of the same what we've seen before when they wrestled last time.
Yeah.
So
standard Minoru style match.
It's an old school strong style New Japan match where both guys just kind of went out and went through the motions.
Yeah. I liked it though. Like, I like the fact that we still got to see Eddie showcasing with a New Japan guy, and it's always good to see Suzuki in a ring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, what did you think when they had TK backstage?
It didn't really do it for me. I can care less.
Yeah. But the change of the match from Moxley to Orange Cassidy.
I was shocked. I said, okay, we're not getting. So when I seen Mox in the card, I said, oh, this is a title switch again. And then when Mox doesn't come do it, I'm gonna be honest. He's concussed. But a concussed guy does not jump around and dance around and scream on commentary 2 weeks ago. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't get their move here, but I don't hate it. And we get a new champion with Orange Cassidy, and I'm super excited about that. And yes, I can. We get Orange Cassidy as the new champion, which I'm pumped for. I thought he had a really, really good run previously. So for him to come back and reclaim that title and possibly maybe, has like a best out of 3 with Moxley for it is super exciting. My buddy here says, I can't pull the comments up, unfortunately, but he says WWE doesn't view AEW as competition, do they? They do, obviously, because tonight they tried to pull out all the stops when they went head to head. So they see some type of competition, but I think the only way they feel they can beat them is if they pull main roster people down, because they don't feel that NXT as a brand can stand toe to toe with AEW, which is fair. But this is where you turn around and say, well, AEW is our third brand, but when it loses, then it's only developmental. Or when NXT wants to be considered serious, but then anytime it goes head to head with another company, it's like, well, you beat our developmental brand. Congratulations. So they kind of stack the deck regardless of who's in control of the narrative. So if they're winning, it's NXT's sick. That's our brand. NXT's dominating. But if they lose, they're like, no big deal. You beat developmental. Are you proud of yourself? It's kind of it's one of those deals. It's kind of like getting beat up by the small kid in the playground, right? So if you beat up the small kid, you beat up the small kid. But if the small kid beats you up, you're like, you got beat up by the small kid. It's a win-win. It's a lose-lose regardless of how you go down for it. But yeah. It was weird to announce Mox versus Phoenix, kayfabe or not. If he's hurt, why then not check before he's cleared, then announcing it? I agree. And that's why I think it's a little weird they went that route. Also, Ray Phoenix, for a guy who's supposedly injured, did not wrestle like he was and took a lot of crazy spots.
I mean, they did end up obviously going with he has a back injury sort of thing throughout the match.
Yep.
And they did play on it. So I think you're right. Like, it was interesting. I like the fact that we got Orange Cassidy in the match as the replacement, not just having some random come in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I liked the fact that we got Orange Cassidy in there. I like the fact that they gave the story of Moxley's injured and Phoenix is injured.
Injuries are a thing, right? But like a lot of companies, a guy gets injured and then disappears, and you're like, well, that sucks. He's gone forever. But AEW finds a way that if you're hurt, they still keep you on camera. And I think it kind of like attributes to the battle, right? So like when Orange Cassidy was wrestling every week, he was wrestling as an injured, beat up champion. Every week he had more tape on him. He looked like a mummy. Ray Phoenix is out there battling every week. So like, the way their storylines and the way their titles and their champions act are according to the style of matches they're putting on. Like each week they're going out there and killing themselves and putting on these crazy matchups and going for broke every Wednesday. So when they come out every week, it's like, oh, I'm super hurt. And then they wrestle a match, not 100%. And it lends to the believability of the story and makes them look like dominant champions. The only one we're really getting like that right now on the WWE side is Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is like, bro, I'm a workhorse, and that's what makes that's what makes the champion of Seth Rollins more alluring to the fans, and they excited to see it because he's that work rate. He's making the title believable. He's out there. I'm wrestling injured guys. AEW does that a lot with their champions as well, and sometimes it's they are beat up.
Also, hello to Graves in the chat. Thank you for joining. It's good to see you here. But definitely you're right in that. AEW is definitely putting on solid matches, putting on the solid, strong shows, and giving us wrestling matches, not just content. So
I thought tonight was great wrestling on both shows. Well, sure. I would have liked more wrestling out of one show and less backstage, but that's going into the show. That's what we knew that AEW was going to lean on. They were going to lean on those main roster guys and their segments and their bits, and AEW was going to lean on their wrestling.
Yeah. That guy Shrek Moxley needs to be on commentary more. There was a reason he is not on commentary now.
Yeah, because he gets a little nutty. I agree. I sometimes it happens. Sometimes you get a little excited on the match and stuff flies out of your mouth. I've been there. I lived that life, you know.
Yep. And
it's great that all my commentary is behind paywall on Fight and Premiere and IWTV and YouTube, so you can say whatever you want.
And he was using language that was not deemed fit for TV. So, I mean, it was on pay-per-view though. That was the thing. So,
well, the buy-ins were on Facebook, right?
I think so. I think they're on Facebook.
He did the
YouTube.
One buy-in.
They were on YouTube, definitely.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But so opening the show, we get Christian in the production truck. Very old school style with that. I love that. I love the fact that they gave us a nod back to when you had the early shows on like the weekends and stuff like that.
The AEW had their not usual, sure, but I mean 2 title changes on weekly television. is something that doesn't happen very often. And NXT did exactly what NXT was going to do. They leaned on their legends. To me, they didn't build any stars. No, the first 2 matches of the show on NXT were NXT people losing to main roster people, are getting punked out by main roster people. And that's was mostly the trend of the night. And then they had a really are we going to bounce back and forth between NXT and is that your plan?
We can do that if you want. We can do, because I didn't watch it all, but all
right. Well, I'll just kind of do a little egg. I'll do a brief thing from my opinion. I thought Dragunov and Dominic was a good match. I could have done without the LA Knight bit, but that's what it is. What it is. I could have done without, not without, but I thought honestly, my favorite match of the night was the women's showcase match, because it was 2 talent. I had no idea who they were, and they went out and had a really, really good match. And I thought, as a wrestling match, I don't know either one of their names. It was for the showcase
breakouts match.
Yeah, the breakout tournament match. I thought the breakout tournament match was the best match of the night. I didn't know who either one of them were, so I had no expectations going in. But they both put on an amazing match. I thought that was match of the night for me, followed by Dragunov and Dom, and then the main event was fine. But it didn't, like, having John Cena and Paul Heyman standing there did nothing to add to the match for me. Yeah, that's like the gaga of that doesn't do it for me. Like, there's a legend there, everyone's excited. I don't care. That doesn't change anything for me.
Like, I didn't honestly watch all of NXT. I turned it off after probably just after the Cody promo and the start of the first match.
Yeah.
I couldn't really keep watching. The promo was.
I even thought Asuka and what's her name was like kind of a mediocre mid. Like, I didn't think Asuka and what's her name had like that banger of a match. I thought the other women's match was better, and I thought, like, tonight's the night to bring Jade, and all they did was Jade walks in the building, and that's all we've seen of Jade. It was kind of like, ugh.
Yeah,
I think
I didn't.
LA Knight's character being over is also, for me as a fan, taking away from LA Knight, because I hate to be the negative Nancy here, but just like when wrestling fans do the what all the time, it becomes like the mark thing, and it becomes annoying and takes away from a good promo, and it takes away from things. So like, like every TikToker's, it's like, we get it.
You heard it when we were in London, ABJ.
When we were annoying. Like, you're trying to talk to people and they're like, yeah, and I'm just like, do you want to have a real conversation, or do you want to recite wrestling stuff? Like, oh, is that what are we doing here? I don't know. Just boring to me.
Yeah.
Christian's killing it as a heel. Absolutely killing
it. He is probably in the prime of his career in regards to his heel work at the moment.
Dom, I was saying for the longest time that Dom is the best heel in professional wrestling right now, but it's been overturned by Christian. Yeah, I agree. I thought the squash was a squash, but it was necessary. But I didn't have a bad match. I didn't think there was a bad match on Dynamite. I thought the women's match, the women's showcase match, though, was better than the title match on AEW with Saraya. And
one thing I like about the squash is that they're doing with Wardlow at the moment is they're not just basing it on enhancement talent.
Mm-hmm.
They're not just getting some random from the area. They're actually using the talent that are in the company already. So last week and this week, you've had 2 stars that haven't been on the show, but they're still part of the company.
Yeah. I like its ref stoppage too. It's not like a pin.
Yeah.
The ref's like, yo, he's done. Get out of here. We're stopping it. Like
100%.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, first match of the night, Bryan Danielson versus Swerve Strickland. What are your thoughts?
The banger. They're 2 top guys in professional wrestling. Like, Swerve's on such an uprise. Danielson is Danielson. You knew there was going to be fuckery with
100%
Hangman and then the rest of that crew. Thought it was a fun match. I thought it was really good. I
like the fact that they intertwined Hangman into that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that they didn't just throw that feud away, and they've intertwined his story with that match going on.
Oh, someone was spamming symbols, and Nightbot got you.
Oh,
Nightbot got you, Alex.
Alex, be careful.
You get banned from it. That's how Mick got banned on my channel. I don't know how to unban him. I try to go through and unban him on my thing, and it's a bot ban. I didn't know how to fix it. I'm gonna be honest though. I don't like when two shows are simultaneously happening. It was hard to pay attention. I'm gonna be honest. Like I was missing certain things as I was watching the other, and NXT was so heavy with promos that they were doing like 15-minute long promos while a match is going on, and I'm like, well, I want to hear the promo so I can hear the direction of the and the flow of the show and how they're going to do it. But then Danielson's wrestling Swerve, and you want to pay attention to the match, but 15 minutes of a match is being overshadowed by 15 minutes of a promo, and was like, like it was annoying. I'm gonna be honest, I was annoyed by it.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Like I found that Cody was just dribbling on for a bit. Then you obviously had Ilya come out, and then Dominic, and it was just like
because it's like watching a movie, right? So if the movie is very dialogue driven in a section, and you just decide, don't like talking, not watching this part, and you ignore it, then the action scene happens, and you're like, wait, why are these two guys fighting? Because you don't know the story leading up to it because you didn't pay attention to the promo. So promos in wrestling are important because they lead the flow of the show. So that was the only thing for me with this tonight's show where I feel like I was missing out on certain matches, like the Swerve Danielson. I did miss bits because I was trying to pay attention with the Cody.
I think I missed bits on that as well because I was trying to pay attention to Cody as well.
Yeah, it was tough, but overall, I thought it was a great match.
Yeah. Next up, we had the Samoa Joe video.
Didn't see a second of it. I'm gonna be honest.
You didn't see a second of it? Okay, so it's a continuation from last week's video. Basically, him saying that he wants to go for the AEW title again. He's going to start by showcasing that this weekend on Collision.
Yeah.
So I think this is a good move. I think this is a smart move that they're actually building and they're using vignettes and stuff now. They're starting to actually realize that you can't just rely on the wrestling in the ring to sell the story. As much as they do sell a story, you can't just rely on that, especially with people watching the shows.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, some people don't watch for wrestling. They watch for entertainment purposes.
Totally agree.
Yeah. Next up was Jericho versus Hobbs.
I was in and out of this match. I kind of figured Hobbs is going over, but this is like that was a match where I leaned a little harder on the NXT side of things because that's when we had that was the Asuka match, I believe.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
See,
but Hobbs with the big beatdown, which then led to a backstage beatdown a little bit, or a backstage segment. And then later on in the show, they announced that Jericho had to go to a medical facility or a hospital. I think they said hospital.
They said hospital. AEW says hospital. WWE says medical facility.
That's a Vinceism. But so I think Jericho is going to go away for a while. I think he's going to go on tour, which makes sense. And you made Hobbs look like a superstar, which is what your intention has to be.
I think it's about time Jericho took a bit of a break from the show. Gives them a chance to build it up and get there and build up the younger talent. And Tantalizing Tony, welcome to the chat. Thank you for showing up.
Hey, thank you. Yep, hit the likes.
Next up was the Adam Cole video with him at Roddy's place.
Yeah, with no cell phone service. They're out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So a lot of the promos on the AEW side, it was hard to hear because I couldn't get the volumes where I needed them to be. And I was also supporting another content creator, Talk of the Ring. She was doing an interview with an independent talent. So I was in the chat there. So I was watching a podcast, watching AEW, and watching NXT at the same time.
Look at you multitasking.
I try. It's hard to follow other people's content and support everybody and not just support, but like be in the chat and engaging and chatting and talking, because comments and engagement make your channel more popular. So and she struggles. She's still very like at a point where she's not getting a lot of people watching live, and I knew she was going to hurt a little harder because she's going live on the same time as 2 big push shows. So I wanted to go in there and show her love. I did. It's right there.
He sure did, Axel, and it was fantastic.
It was a good crate.
You missed it. You did the unboxing in the Discord, and you missed it.
I will be making a video that'll pop up tomorrow morning. I'll do the live unboxing in 60 seconds, and I'll go on all shorts. So that'll come soon.
Nice. So with the Adam Cole video, we had him mowing the lawn, and then wanting to leave. And
real quick in the chat, Monkey says, Harley, are you going to be at PPW this weekend, Monkey? If you are, you may see ABJ at PPW. So just saying that. Just saying, if you're going to PPW, I'll be there. But go ahead.
There you go. There's a sneak peek. Sneak peek for those in the chat. PPW this weekend. Where is this show?
I have no idea. So they're in the new venue. I haven't been at this new venue since my departure and since my car and stuff broke down. But Joe Ruda, who I just recorded an episode with, invited me to come out to the show. So I'm going to go out and hang out with him, awesome, who's the new GM of PPW. So I'm going to support the new GM and hang out there. Yeah. That's
awesome, dude. That's really good. With the Adam Cole video, we had him mowing the lawn. He wanted to leave. Roddy wouldn't let him, gave him a Neck Strong shirt. And then it ends with him wanting to go to try and get this surgery. But they say, he says, I've still got something I need you to do. And
he's like giving him chores to do so he can't go get surgery so he can get better.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Instagram has shown he's gotten the surgery. Kayfabe's dead.
Next up was Orange Cassidy versus Phoenix.
We kind of touched on this one a little bit. Fantastic match. New champion, Orange Cassidy.
I'm not surprised they pulled the trigger and did the title change. I thought, though, it would have been Moxley because of the original match. But I think putting it back on Cassidy is a very, very, very smart move.
And Cassidy didn't come out lackadaisical like he normally does, like as a character.
No.
He wanted his title back. He came out serious right off the jump, came out swinging immediately. So it was kind of like we've been kind of seeing a shift in the character of Orange Cassidy when he's motivated and determined now. He's a beast. Yep. He doesn't have to take that beating for a while to turn the switch on. He started right off with it, which was kind of cool.
No, you're not wrong. And you're not wrong there, ABJ. We're getting a slightly different character in him, and it's interesting. I think we had the hints of him over the past few weeks in the backstage areas with Hook, and being that little bit jealous of having Hook having a belt, and then changing, and now getting his belt back. So I think it's fantastic. Yeah. I think the right idea was putting the belt back on Cassidy because Cassidy can work with anyone.
And he's entertaining, and he's a top merch seller, and he's a top guy in your company. And literally every single person who I've seen who either has gotten back into wrestling or has gotten to the wrestling brand new in this past year or 2 years, every single fan who's getting back in or who has been a brand new wrestling fan, they all love Orange Cassidy. No matter who's on TV, both brands. Like Roman, the girls are like, oh, I like Roman because he's cute. But everyone is highly entertained by Orange Cassidy. The guy's a megastar.
Yeah. So we've touched on that one. We know the result of that one. New international champion. Fantastic move on AEW's part. Next, we went backstage with Toni Storm. And we also got her video, the first of the videos tonight.
Yeah, once again, another promo I didn't get to hear a lot because I was bouncing between the 3 pieces of content. So,
but what do you think of the new Toni Storm?
I love it. I think it's super entertaining.
Yeah.
I think she's really over the top. I think she's really, really good. Oh my goodness. So one in the chat, Trek says, I don't understand Orange, but I like him. And then the other one is, I don't like Orange. I find him boring. How is he boring? He's the most entertaining guy in wrestling. Like, so the idea of Orange Cassidy is he's so cool, he doesn't care. He's just lazy. He's so talented, but he puts zero effort in. He's like, just like, he doesn't care about his intro music. He doesn't care about his gear. He doesn't care about being
He just
flashy.
doesn't care. Full stop.
He just doesn't care. He's lazy. He'd rather just not do anything. But
he's essentially the millennial.
Yeah,
he's the millennial character.
He dresses like a Top Gun character where he's just like, it's the same thing, but nothing new. I agree. But here's the thing. You look at every single wrestler in the history of wrestling, you can say, this guy got it from this guy, and this guy got it from this guy, and this guy got it from this guy, and he's essentially the new Ric Flair, and he's the new this. Orange Cassidy's the first of a first. No one has done this character before. He has created something brand new for himself, and it's going to be one of those wrestlers now. Like, sure, comedy has been done before, but his character and his style of wrestling, like, is brand new. He created something from nothing and has made it something that is so popular. Like, he's going to be a character now in the next 10 years that people look back on and say, oh my God, that's the next Orange Cassidy, where he's not the next of somebody else. Like, he created something from nothing. And if you're a new wrestler and you're someone who is going to get into this business, or if you're trying to learn ring psychology, or if you want to get good at commentary, he's the perfect person to state case study for character. Because if you don't understand his character, you got to figure that out, because from a standpoint of wrestling, he tells a perfect story of who his character is if you're paying attention to it. He's insanely talented, but he just doesn't care. He's super lax. Nothing in the world motivates him enough to win. And now he's motivated because he finally found a title he cares about. He's motivated to win this title back. So this is something completely new. This guy's been in world title matches. Like, he showed a little bit of motivation against Chris Jericho, but still really didn't care. Like, he'd be a guy that has to get punched in the face 14 times to be like, all right, I'm sick of getting punched in the face. I guess I got to fight this guy now. And then he turns it on, and then he puts on a great match. But in Wembley, he got a little hardcore. He got a little extreme. He's taking it more seriously. He fought so hard for this title and got his ass kicked so much to keep defending this title, and then he lost it. And now he wants it back. He's a motivated Orange Cassidy. So it's like this new, I don't know. I love the character. I love it so much. And to do everything with your hands in your pockets sounds stupid, but it's insanely hard to do as a professional wrestler.
I mean, like I've said many times, ABJ, when I first saw Orange Cassidy, I didn't get it. I didn't understand it at first, but now I look at it and it's fantastic.
Because there's nothing to base him off of.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing to be like, oh, well, back in the day, these moves worked for these wrestlers, and this is the blueprint of professional wrestling, because the heel normally does this, this, and this, and the babyface does this, this, and this. But Orange Cassidy brought a whole new dynamic to how a wrestler reacts to him as a wrestler.
Yeah.
And that's new. It's brand new for everybody. But he's reinventing the wheel, and he's showing like, oh, there's more creative ways to annoy your opponent and use your psychology to get in his head to make him over exude himself as like, when you're the big strong guy and you're the little guy, you do the fast movement. Like, oh, you go to punch him in the corner, you duck out of the corner, and you punch him 3 times, and then he goes to swing and you duck underneath, and that annoys the big guy and makes the little guy get into the big guy's head, so it gets him off his game plan. Orange Cassidy puts his hands in his pocket. You're like, wait, you're not taking me seriously? Like, it's a whole new, it's a new way of psychology in professional wrestling. It's awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So our next match was the squash match, which we've already pretty much been over. It was the Wardlow, his second match. Fucking Christ. All you need is some denim now.
Somebody buy me a denim jacket. They're super crooked. They fell off that dresser like 14 times. They're actually Orange Cassidy's too. They're in the corner. It's hard to tell, but there's a little thumbs up there.
I mean, Axel's
exactly. We've had the same Roman since Roman started. He hasn't really changed. Like,
yeah.
Same John Cena. I mean, John Cena kind of went from the rapper.
John Cena did have a couple of character changes over his time, but for 15 years we pretty much had the same John Cena.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
I agree.
Taichi's another.
The difference is Taichi wishes he has the merchandise sales of an Orange Cassidy right now.
You're not wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong.
No one's coming to the arena dressed as Taichi. There's about 100 people every single wrestling show dressed as Orange Cassidy.
Yeah. Next was Daniel Garcia coming to see Jericho backstage, where you had Renee, and then that was before Jericho gets taken away to the hospital.
Yeah,
clearly. And then we go to Hangman versus Jay White.
I like this match. I'm going to be honest. Hangman doesn't really do it for me, but I'll watch I'll watch Jay White wrestle a broomstick. I don't like Garcia at all. He's doing his job. He's there to annoy you. I've watched Garcia on the independent scene for a long time. I watched his last match before he got called up. That guy's so good in the ring. But to digress, Hangman, like I said, Hangman's insanely talented, but as a character, I struggle with him. But I love Jay White, and overall, good match.
Yeah, I think it was a great match. I think it was definitely what they needed to do. I like the fact that we had Prince Nana get involved as well.
Mm-hmm.
He's
getting over.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think fans were gonna respond to him as well as they are, but they are into it. That Nana dance is getting over.
Yeah,
I'd rather watch Kenny Omega put over a little girl than a Hangman match. I'll agree. Oh, we're gonna let people join? We're doing that?
Yeah,
we're bringing that bit back. All right, so I'll put it on my end too. So if you want to join and give us your take on the show, you are more than welcome to. The only rule here, I'm hosting your show. The only rule is you have to have a camera on. We're not just going to let some random person come in, put a fake name, no camera, and then you say something stupid against terms of services and then get us kicked off the internet and off our channels. So you have to have your face on, no masks, no craziness, and just be cool about it. Don't come on here and say something stupid or crazy.
Yeah.
Don't make us have to edit. Yeah. Don't
be respectful about it. Just come on, chat, have a chat about the show. Tell us what you liked. Tell us what you didn't like. If you've got anything social media wise you want to offer, we can do that too.
All right, next match.
Yep.
Match. After this match, we had a promo. MJF came out and confronted Hangman. Once again, a longer promo, but it is the world champion, so you're gonna they deserve more time if they're gonna do a promo. Promo was fine. I'll listen to those guys banter the whole time. From what I got of the promo is Jay White has the title, so he stole it.
Yeah.
And also now Juice Robinson is entering in the Diamond Ring, which MJF has held since the creation of the Diamond Ring, and now they are doing a Diamond Ring Battle Royal again, and whoever wins is the new Diamond Ring holder. So now does MJF compete for the Diamond Ring again because he's undefeated with it? And now Juice Robinson said he will make sure that MJF is no longer holds the ring, and that the Bullet Club Gold will be the new holders of the Diamond Ring.
Yeah, and that they're going to take everything from MJF.
Everything.
Now, in the content page chat that we have, Brian brought something up about where Juice Robinson said the quarters. What is your thoughts on that?
I didn't see what he said.
So he said it was a bit anti-Semitic.
Oh, yeah. He did say something that was kind of like an anti-Semite joke. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. What did you think of that? Did you think that was the case, or did you just think it was more back to MJF being bullied and having quarters thrown at him at the time?
Yeah. So I think it's stupid. I agree with Brian. I think it's a bad move. It's probably something you shouldn't do, but they are trying to invoke that's what that was one of the things that gets under MJF's skin. So that's the one, like, so they're trying to play into it. I'm not a fan of it. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't use people's race or they're like them being Jewish as a way to get heat. Not a fan.
Yeah. I don't know, because this version of Bullet Club is a completely different version of what you've got in New Japan. So I don't know how that works there.
Yeah, I don't mind this version of Bullet Club. I actually really enjoy it. I like Juice. I like Jay, and I really like the Guns. I love the Gun Club. I think they're super entertaining. I think they're really good. I can see the Gun Club at some point in time being one of those tag teams that when their contract comes up, they will shove the market and go to WWE.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, but I also think
I think they want to work under Sean in the worst way.
But I think also with their
everything about their gear is like they want to be the next. They both want to be the next Shawn Michaels. Like their dad's Billy Gunn, and
the fact that their dad's in this company, it's a bit But at the same point, you've got Dustin and Cody in different companies now, so I'm going to bring in.
I smell that I think they're having fun where they're at, but I think if you said you have two contracts, pick one, I think they go WWE.
Yeah. I'm gonna, before we continue, I'm gonna bring in our guest who's currently sitting backstage. He's been very patient.
Let's bring him in. First guest of the show. Tell us what well, DM real quick. Why'd you bring this guest in? What are your thoughts on FTR leaving AEW? I don't think they're leaving AEW. I think the post might have been taken out of context because they end every post with top guys out, and they said, "Hey, it's been fun. Top guys out." They are under a 4-year contract still. But do I think if somebody legit went to Tony Khan and said, "I'm not happy here. I don't like being here. I want out of my contract," and you're a big enough name, I can see Tony Khan letting you out of your contract. I'm being honest. I think Tony Khan is trying so hard to not be what WWF was, where WWF will hold you under your contract and just not use you and just make you miserable at your job. Or I think if you were truly miserable at your company, I think AEW would let you out of your contract. Cash is injured and he also has some possible legal things coming up. But but do I think that FTR makes it their full 4 years under their contract? No, I do not.
Yes, I know. We've gone into that on the Discord on why you think that's the case. I don't. I can see where you're coming from, but
I could be misreading it. I could be completely wrong. I have no inside information, but I don't think FTR and the Bucks get along, and I don't think it's going to make it any better after the way the Bucks and the Kenny situation happened with CM Punk. I don't think that's going to help make their relationship any better.
Yeah. I just want to address this one quickly. Bullet Club Gold versus Bullet Club at Forbidden Door 2024. What do you think?
So when you say Bullet Club versus Bullet Club, are we getting like what Bullet Club members are we going to be getting from the Japan side?
Well, Dave Finlay is obviously one of them.
Okay.
So it would have to be someone. It would have to be decent. You'd have to have the decent Bullet
as
Club
long
members.
as you make sure Ace Austin and Chris Bay are in that in some form, I'm with it.
Yeah.
If you do that stable and you can't get Chris Bay and Ace Austin out of Impact for that, I don't care. But if I can get Ace Austin and Chris Bay in the Bullet Club versus Bullet Club Gold, and I can see them go up against Jay White and Juice or the Gun Club, I'm with it, and I think it's a fun match. But that would be the only thing I'd have to see. I would have to see I'd have to see Ace Austin and Chris Bay a part of it for me to care.
Steven says he'd rather see Jay White versus David Finlay at Forbidden Door. Not going to lie, I'd like to see that too. The ones I want to see come in, the ones I actually want to see come in are the Guerrillas of Destiny.
They're saying in the chat, Dogs of War. I don't know a lot of New Japan stuff. I'm still trying. I'm slowly still getting into Japan, so I don't know a lot of people. So I'm still slowly coming
Anyway,
into
let's bring in our first guest of the
yeah,
night.
please. I'm sorry, we're making them sit back there. Depending on who it is, if you're a jabroni, we're kicking you out.
Okay, no, that's
If
not.
Get
I'm
him
a
out of
jabroni,
here. Get him out. No, I'm joking.
There we go.
if I'm a jabroni, then I probably wouldn't be wearing this. Now,
Look at that. That is a 1-of-1 currently that has been shipped to someone's house. ABJ Street Team shirt. There it is. You want to join the Street Team? In the Discord, let me know you want to join the Street Team. And all I need is agreement that you're going to help share content and push the ABJ name and join the cult. I mean, Street Team. And we will make sure you get an exclusive t-shirt. You get a free t-shirt is if you share my content. If something comes up, you hit like, you hit subscribe, you do all that fun stuff.
Can I say, don't drop the C word right away.
I know, I keep forgetting. Like, we're not supposed to tell them it's a cult right away, but we're trying to make it a cult. Like, at least a fun cult. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want the government to raid us, but we're gonna have cool like sex parties.
We've got to bring them in slowly.
Yeah.
Slowly.
My bad.
and now I hear the police sirens going off.
Yeah.
I
want to get so popular. I'll be sitting there. He's got the whole world in his hands.
Anyway,
link is in my chat again if you want to join in and come talk wrestling with us.
Yes. Hey, Raz and ABJ, I got a Scrabble
time out real
for
quick.
you.
Also, all shirts made by Lily.
Yes.
And follow her on social media on Instagram and YouTube by Witchcrafts by Lily. She's been making a ton of logos as well as Hunter for me. So they've been my logo people.
She even did this
for me.
I don't know about that one. That one's copyrighted. I don't know who made that. You found that at a thrift shop.
Well, no, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I don't
that
know.
That accidentally appeared in the mailbox.
No idea where that came from.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from actually. Anyway,
not donuts, but we will eventually get to a Kool-Aid spot. You know what I mean?
We have cookies.
No, there will be a donut, but it's just probably not a flavor that you will enjoy.
Yeah, it'll look like a donut when we're done.
Sort of
it'll look like a donut when we're done.
Anyway, Raz and ABJ,
it'll look like a glazed donut when we're done.
Yes. We're canceled.
You silly geese.
All right, Hunter, what do you got to say?
Well, first of all, I got a Scrabble clue for you guys. Building on the letter M, 9 letters in the word, and the clue is it's what AEW turned NXT into tonight.
Mincemeat.
You got it.
There it is.
Mincemeat. AEW was fantastic tonight. Honestly, I really don't have any qualms about the show tonight. Everything was fantastic, right from the opening bell, right to the end of the main event tonight. Everything was fantastic. I really couldn't say the same about NXT, but then again, I didn't watch NXT tonight, so
yeah. Well, it's hard to say that one's better than the other if you didn't watch both. I watched both.
But NXT, I've been looking at the socials. So
yeah, NXT did exactly what I thought NXT was going to do, and AEW did an AEW show. Why change? Like, honestly, like, don't fix it if it ain't broke. Like, I feel like
you and I are on the same wavelength tonight. That's exactly what I was going to say. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Can I just say to that Shrek guy, no need to say sorry for the jokes.
No, we're all about jokes. Trust me, when you hang out with us more in the Discord, you're going to realize that you're one of the same with us. You're going to have a good time.
Yeah,
of course,
100%.
Especially during the evenings.
Yeah, the late night Discord.
That Shrek guy reckons that we needed Kenny Omega on the show tonight.
Nah, they were okay without Kenny Omega, to be honest. They were
no Moxley, no Kenny, no Young Bucks, no Sting. Trying to think of some other big names that were not on the show tonight, and still put no Adam Cole because he's hurt, and still put on a banger.
I mean, we got an Adam Cole video, but
they did just fine without
video, but yeah, you're right. No major super names.
It's here's another thing I'll kind of fanboy a little bit with AEW. AEW can give you their A, B, C, and D team, and their D team, if used properly, could be as good as AEW's A team or WWE's A team. So like if you look at it, you look at like D list players. We're going from A to D, right? And we can keep going further down, but we can pull out a Malachi Black. They could pull out a Miro. They can pull out like 4 other names that they don't use very often, and put them against main roster WWE and still have the star power to put together a show. They're very loaded with a roster.
Precisely. That's why AEW did so well tonight. They didn't.
Yeah, they did
try
have
and
MJF.
pull out.
I did forget MJF. Yeah,
And
and no MJF wrestling. He didn't even wrestle.
No, not at all. Adam
Yeah.
Cole didn't wrestle because he's hurt. MJF didn't wrestle. He did a vignette backstage. We didn't see Omega. Didn't see Moxley. Didn't see any of the the top tier names. And yet they still put on. They did just fine without.
So
Omega.
here's a question, an honest question I want to put out there, and this is not me trying to pick one over the other. But who do you think was more of an impact for a show, for future shows, right? So for me, a lot of the legends coming to NXT were just exactly that. Hey, we're here for the night. We're here to hang out with you young kids. See you later. You don't have competition next week. We're out of here. So does 4 John Cena promos equate to the 1 MJF promo or the 2 segments with MJF? Because at the end of the day, if you look at it, Cena's not going to be there next week. So all of that Cena stuff that we had was just fun for tonight. It was a fun bit for tonight. Where everything we've seen on AEW, if we tune in next week, it all carries over. Where 90% of what we've seen on NXT tonight, if you're like, I'm in, this is fun. John Cena was here. Paul Heyman was here. Cody Rhodes is here. I can't wait for NXT next week. And then you tune in to NXT and you go, where's all the cool people at? You know what I mean? Like you're not really building an audience for you're essentially throwing a Hail Mary for the one show tonight where AEW is like, we don't have to go hard in the paint. Just keep doing what we're doing. And next week when you tune in, it just keeps carrying through.
They were trying to be desperate. That's what they were trying to do. They were
just putting on a super show. But like what I'm saying is I don't think it translates for future episodes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It really doesn't, especially considering that
you think Cena would beat MJF in a promo battle?
ABJ.
It'd be fun to see.
ABJ. This was you just a second ago.
Yeah. It's pretty much it. Yeah. The old guy.
100% that was you.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this much. I bet you dollars to donuts MJF would completely put Cena into the ground.
I don't think he'd bury him. I think MJF is good enough on the mic that it would be a good promo. But I think it'd be a good promo. I don't think it'd be a one clear. I don't think it would be Cena cutting a promo on Roman Reigns when Roman Reigns was out of his league in a promo. Like I don't think it would be like that.
Miro's not missing again. Miro's on Collision.
Yeah, he's a Collision guy.
Yeah, Miro's a Collision guy. He's not a.
He's over on the Saturday Night Crew.
Yeah, AEW does this thing kind of like going back to where I said A team, B team, C team. AEW kind of has this thing where they say like, okay, this week is going to be like this group of guys, and then next week we give you like at least, especially when they even had one show to do and they only had Wednesdays, it would be like this Wednesday is going to be this group of guys and these storylines, and then next week it's a small mix of that last one, but more or less this group for the like B group, and then next week is C group, and then you get a mix of all three, and then it leads into the pay-per-view at the end of the month, and that's kind of how AEW rolls their shows. So it's not always the same. But you get enough to keep storylines keep going.
You reckon that Collision is Rampage light?
It has the opportunity to become that. Now that
I think it's more improved on Rampage than Rampage is.
Collision has been a better show when Punk was there than Dynamite.
Well, I mean, you never know.
Out there now. That's
being honest. Yeah. But they have to figure it out to get it back on track. But
they've got a good thing going. I see it improving. I really do see it improving.
Yeah. No, definitely. Collision could. I don't think Collision should have been a 2-hour show.
I think it does.
I think it works, but it shouldn't have been a 2-hour show right from the start.
For how much roster they have, they need another 2-hour time slot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's better than the alternative expanding Rampage to 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, and then
But
if
they
this
did that
if
the
this
other
TV
week.
deal
They
that
had,
they're talking
they
about
had
goes through, then they're
Rampages.
going to have ROH on.
Well, I was
HBO
talking
Max.
about full time, not for the special stuff. Full time.
Yeah, but they had AEW Dynamite. They had 2-hour Rampage and then Collision.
Yeah.
So
if anything,
they were
I
all
would get
2 hours.
Rampage is the one I'd probably dump. If I was going to get rid of a show, it'd be Rampage.
Same.
It's pre-taped and everyone knows exactly what's going to happen. Now, when the Rampages are live, they're fun, but Rampage is like the WCW Thunder. Like no one cares about it.
No.
Just being honest.
Ooh.
Dark was fun for independent people to get some work, but it didn't feel special. You know what I mean? Yeah. Do you mind bouncing me out and you guys talk for a moment?
Yeah,
and I'll give you the thumbs up in the screen when I'm ready to come back.
There you go. He's gone.
Taken over. We're going to take over the world.
He'll be back shortly. You know that.
I know that. I'm just tomfoolering.
He's definitely got an opinion, and that needs to be shown. But yes,
everybody's
Rampage
entitled to them.
Definitely Thunder.
Yes, I wholeheartedly agree.
So, what did you think of the show tonight? Like overall, Hunter?
As I said, it was absolutely fantastic. If I were to bring back the skip cards or strikes or whatever, I honestly wouldn't put a skip or a strike on honestly anything, because honestly tonight was actually pretty good. If anything, I would have thrown up the wild card if I still had it. So that's how good it was. NXT, on the other hand, I'm looking at the socials and stuff, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, thank God. Thank God I went just this one time. Go that way instead of that way. I know I miss Chase U, but you know what? Hey, you got to cut your loss. You got to cut your loss.
Were they even on NXT tonight? Because
I think they had a vignette. I think Andre and Duke had a thing. I know that they're going to have the Dusty Breakout tournament, and they're going to be a part of that. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, yeah, there's a Dusty Classic coming up, so
yeah, skip card NXT exactly.
Yeah,
NXT just from what I've been seeing on the darn socials, it just completely floundered. Like, you can't expect to put your top talent from your main roster on NXT in an attempt to compete with AEW and not have it blow up in your face. That's just a part of life. Yeah. What's up, Mac?
Coming from the guy who sounds like a villain from a cartoon. Hey, everybody.
He just needs to go put more mayonnaise on his head.
To be fair though, Axel, I can do a pretty damn good Bugs Bunny impression, okay? Just so you know. Anyway, welcome back, ABJ. Sorry I hijacked your show there for a second.
Not my show. I'm here hanging out. I'm a guest too. I just don't shut up.
So the next up thing that we had was Toni Storm's second video of the night, continuing her 50s style vignette.
Love it.
I think these things are odd as hell, but they're funny.
All right, while you're talking about that, I'm going to go get me a cup of coffee. I'll be right back.
Just while he goes gets a cup of coffee, I'll keep him off the stage.
Yeah. Speaking of being worked, Nia Jax unsafe in the comments by Byron. Borat, come in the chat. Come and do it. Come join.
The link is there. Click the link.
Click the link. Come do Borat. The links are out there. I'll post it again because we have some new names. If you want to come in, click that link, join in. You must have your camera turned on and come tell us what you thought about tonight's show, either NXT or AEW.
Yep.
Matthew Holland. Holy crap, he's back.
Oh, wow.
Get him.
Matthew Holland back.
Get him in the chat.
He comes just as you post the link, ABJ.
Yeah, he's
just
going to come in here.
The link.
If he comes in, I'm putting sunglasses back on.
Is that
I have another pair of wrestling sunglasses.
Is that because he'll have his on?
So I have Orange Cassidy sunglasses.
Hello, Matthew Holland. It's good to see you again.
And then the other famous wrestling sunglasses. We got some They Live Roddy Pipers.
Oh, wow.
Raz, you look different with these on. You look more British. It's a conspiracy. Australia's not real.
Yeah, I was really in London the whole time.
Yeah. He was just like, he thinks I flew here. I live under there's a whole like subculture underneath the ground.
Yeah.
It's a giant cave.
We have our little bit of sunlight that comes through.
Yeah. It's all artificial. It's all artificial. It's all in a secret warehouse. All right, next match.
So, next match was the Saraya versus Hikaru Shida for the AEW women's title.
Okay. Yeah, so I sometimes I get a little nervous with Saraya matches because I feel like they still have been protecting her and she's not able to go fully out. She did a lot more in this match. She took the German suplex to the apron. She did a lot more spots that were like, oh, she's working here again. And I said, okay, maybe.
That German suplex, she was very protected. The way she landed more on top of Hikaru than she did actually on her neck.
Yeah, and then
well done.
Just like NXT. So I have some complaints on NXT where I thought that was the night you would debut Jade. You have all the eyes on your product. Have Jade come out and make her statement of where she's going to be, and it's going to be NXT, and beat one of the chicks up in that division tournament and take their spot. That's how I would have done it. That's how I would have booked it. I thought I would have, and then get Jade to win that tournament and then beat Becky. It is what it is. I'm not booking. They didn't listen to me, but this is the moment in this match where I thought this is a night for a return. If you want to say, hey, we're going to surprise the crowd,
or even a debut. Yeah.
Let's bring in the date. So here's the thing. If you have these two names that everybody wants back in the women's division, everybody wants Jamie Hayter and everybody wants Mercedes Moné.
Yeah.
Who do you bring in first?
That's the hardest part because
no, it's not. It's a clear because you only get one chance at getting people to care. If you do one before the other, you could ruin the other. Who do you bring in first?
I would say bring in Hayter first.
Yes,
I would have done the same thing.
100%. Hayter has to come back first. If you have the control to do that.
Hayter should have returned in London.
She wasn't ready yet.
I know. She should have returned in London.
If they're both healthy and you're having them sit back there and saying, when's the moment to push them? Hayter has to come first. Because if you do Saraya first, if you do not Saraya, if you do Mercedes first,
yeah.
And then everyone, actually, great call. Thunder Rosa's sitting back there too. But I think they might have defamed Thunder Rosa's name a little too much in the dirt sheets, and I think AEW are more of your smart fans, and they read the dirt sheets, unlike your WWE fans. So I'm curious to see how Thunder Rosa's response is going to be when she comes back. If they're smart, you make Thunder Rosa heel.
It would be a very, very smart move to make Thunder Rosa heel.
Yeah,
but that's how she was.
You bring in Mercedes first, and then you bring in Hayter, and the crowd's red hot for Hayter, people will immediately forget about Mercedes. I'm just being honest.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They will forget about Mercedes 100%.
You will get transition fans of WWE people who are going to come to see Sasha Banks wrestle but see her as Mercedes. But I think your diehard week to week AEW people are going to go there. They rather Jamie Hayter back. Yeah. And if you're going to bring them back, you have to bring them back going for two separate titles. They can't be going for the same ones.
Precisely.
Yes. 100%. Monkey nailed it. They buried Rosa in the AEW show that they had 2 episodes of. The backstage show. I forget what it was called. But both of those shows were pretty much just shitting all over Thunder Rosa and saying she's an asshole. So it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love Jamie Hayter.
Don't hate her. I got you. Good job. Yo.
Nice pun, Matthew Holland. Wow. Nice pun.
He's all access. Thank you, Steven. Yeah. So if you bring her back, you got to bring her back as a heel. You got to bring her back as a heel.
with this match, though, I was surprised that they did the title change.
Me too.
So, does anyone think it's a long title run? Or do you think, boy, they just put her on for another transitional champion again?
I hope it's a long run this time because
It's not. It's not. It's not going to be. Next pay-per-view, Sheeta loses the title again to whoever comes back.
But who's taking it?
Whoever comes first. Taking it? Mercedes or Hayter.
With our luck, it's probably going to be Mercedes.
Here's my opinion. If I'm not saying there's heat, I'm not saying they hate each other, but I think because of the reason why Saraya's hurt and Mercedes comes in, I don't think that's your first move to put them against each other. You got to
definitely not. No.
If that's going to be a match, you can play into the storyline of like, oh, I'm here now. Oh, Saraya's your girl? What happened to you last time we wrestled Saraya? Then I put you on the shelf again? Like, but you have to lead to that. That's all stuff that you can throw in storylines that Mark fans will eat up and be like, oh my God, they're going to do it. But you can't do it right away. So in my opinion, if Sheeta got the title tonight, someone's coming back. And if it's Mercedes comes in, beats Sheeta, and then you can build Saraya back
up. Yeah. And I think it would probably be the better way to do it because it would give Saraya, you could turn Saraya back to a face.
Yeah.
And Mercedes always plays a better heel. Like, I'm not a fan of Sasha Banks.
Unfortunately, when she comes in, she's going to be a babyface.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
They always are. It was like Seth Rollins when he returned and then he destroyed, what's his name? And he was a face and then came back as a heel. Like he was a face for 2 minutes and then was hated by everyone. Like it happens. It's a standard. Like they'll come back, they all get the pop, but then once the pop is over, they go bang, heel straight away.
Yeah. Hayter versus Baker. I see that being a thing, but I see that in Wembley.
I would like to see that in Wembley again.
There's two people who I think are walking out of the next Wembley show as world champions, and that's Hayter. If they're not walking in as champions, they're walking out as champions, and that's Hayter and that's Will Ospreay.
Yeah, yeah. I would definitely be over the moon in that if Ospreay is walking in and walking out with a belt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wholeheartedly agree.
So after that, we got
real quick, just to kind of recap again. If you look at two shows again, we're comparing them. That's the theme of tonight. You had a bunch of legends show up on one show, and you had no surprises in the form of debuts or returns.
Or debuts, yeah.
You had two title changes on weekly television, which is something WWE does not do barely at all, unless it's NXT. NXT, they'll change titles on shows all the time. If you're going to see a title change, you're almost guaranteed to see it on NXT. You're not going to see it on the main roster. IC titles, tag team titles, that normally doesn't happen. That's a pay-per-view thing, yeah.
And it's usually for one of the bigger pay-per-views rather than the small ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a title change at Crown Jewel.
Which ones?
I'm thinking possibly the IC title changes hands at Crown Jewel.
You think so?
Yeah.
Who's contending for it at that point?
I
think they're going to put what's his name?
Gable or
I don't watch
I don't watch
weekly WWE as much because A, I don't have live television, and B, every single wrestling pay-per-view that I get to watch is 4 hours of recap and then 2 hours of actual wrestling. Why do I watch weekly television if every pay-per-view you show me 3 hours of what happened for the last 3 months before every single match to tell me why?
Shot.
Oh, it's not going to happen, but I would love Bronson Reed to be the IC title. I got to hang out with him.
Yeah, you're not alone because, I mean, he's Australian. He's from my hometown. And
nice guy.
I've worked with the guy, and he's absolutely amazing.
By the way, Jeremy in the chat, you may all know him It's in his profile picture, so I'm not outing him. But he is a brand new wrestler, independent wrestler, or independent stunt fighter. He's not really a wrestler, stunt fighter. He goes by the name Jorge Guapo, and he's insanely talented. Guapo. He wrestles at the Sanctuary. This kid is doing things in the 5 months he's been performing that most people don't do in their first 3 years. Insanely talented kid. So make sure you go follow him. And Jeremy, you should be making social media accounts for your wrestling gimmick. Shame on you. Get that done.
Yes.
Actually, I got to referee my first main event in a professional wrestling, a professional stunt fighting fight with no ropes, which was crazy. And it was Jorge Guapo, or like I like to call him, George.
Look at you go, ABJ.
I don't really see that happening, to be honest.
All right, next match.
Next match, or next segment was MJF backstage.
Phone call went through. He answered.
Phone call went through, but then the line dropped out. And then we get a little tease from your boys. The Sesame Club.
The Acclaimed, baby. The Acclaimed. Max Caster just wants to be friends with MJF. He sees the bromance. They've known each other for so long. They're buddy. They go way back to their training school.
I kind of see something a little different between Max and Max, to be completely honest with you.
And Max wants to be his homie. He wants to be part of it. Now here's my take. And Hunter, you may not like this, but MJF and Adam Cole is hot right now. It's hot. People love it. People want to be part of it. People want to be in on the joke. At first, it was MJF hating the fact, or Adam Cole hating the fact that MJF was trying so hard to be his friend and you didn't want to buy into it. But now the Acclaimed and Max Caster wants to be MJF's friend. If you thought MJF acting like Adam Cole and doing the boom better than you, baby, was funny, can you imagine MJF scissoring the Acclaimed? And right now he has an entire stable full of people jumping him every week, and he needs the numbers game in his favor. And what if those number games are the hottest world champion and the hottest trio in AEW team up to make sure neither one of them get beat up anymore? It writes itself. We need Scissor Than You, baby, t-shirts or whatever it's going to be.
Scissor me, baby.
Scissor me, baby, or better scissoring than you. Whatever it's gonna be, we need it, and it's a license to print free money. If you
copyright,
listen to
copyright
me, right
ABJ.
Now.
That is copyrighted ABJ.
If MJF starts scissoring the Acclaimed, I'm gonna take a pitchfork and a torch right to MJF's house.
No, you're not.
No, I'm
getting the Acclaimed.
I'm getting scissors tattooed on my eyeballs if that happens.
Beats scissors.
ABJ, do me a favor, copyright that scissor me, or like
it's probably already been done. It's already copyrighted.
Scissor me, baby, and copyright that, because
I'm starting to warm up to MJF now. I don't want to start hating him again.
Yeah, we're scissoring you and you know it. Yeah, there it is. It's a license to free money.
Lily is on it. Lily is on it.
Oh my God. Scissor scarves. Yes. The scarves have the scissors on it.
We are printing gold. AEW, listen, this is what you need. We have ideas. We have ideas.
MJF doesn't have friends. He needs friends right now. And what better way to do it is you team up your two hottest acts, and MJF is doing amazing comedy work. Put him with the Acclaimed.
Although I like this one. I'm better than you. Scissor me. That would be amazing.
It has to happen.
It needs to be hot pink and Burberry. It needs to be hot pink and Burberry.
Burberry, yeah. Burberry instead of it has the hot pink and blue. Hunter, you're a killjoy. You're a killjoy. That'll be the most fun ever. Also, if you want to donate to the ABJ fund, listen, I'm broke, but if you send me money, I'll go buy one of those acclaimed titles. I want one of those titles so bad. Also, I just got in my crate back here, little teaser alert or spoiler alert. In this month's All Elite crate, it came with a micro brawler of Daddy Ass, who's already primed and ready for the acclaimed figures that unfortunately I don't think you can buy anymore, at least not on Pro Wrestling Tees. But you can get. I found somebody who's selling both of their acclaimed figures on eBay. So
you're really getting Hunter riled up on this one.
Yeah. So if you in my PayPal or Venmo or whatever you want to do, if you want to PayPal me a couple bucks, I'll get the elite, the acclaimed scissor me's, and I'll have them in the back here to be made. I already have the MJF Adam Cole team up. The micro brawlers, the booms, yeah. So once they ship, I'll have those.
That Shrek guy got yelled at for scissoring by the Nightbot.
Oh yeah, he did. You gotta calm down. You can scissor, just can't go overboard. You gotta,
Little side note, little secret. I told Nightbot to do that.
Oh, there it is. All right, great segment. Next bit.
The next bit is the end of the main event of the evening. Luchasaurus versus MJF. Not MJF.
Adam Copeland. Yeah. So match starts off where Adam Copeland gets jumped before the bell, and it turns into a one-sided contest. I have a question for Anthony Blackwell Jr. Do you think we'll have new TNT champion of Daniel? I honestly think it's more likely to see Danielson or Bryan to be the TNT champion than it is Adam Copeland. I don't think Adam Copeland holds a title.
No,
and if he does,
I don't think he does either.
If he does win titles, they will be tag team titles.
I don't see it with Christian though.
It will be with Christian.
Do you think we eventually get him doing a heel turn, or does Christian eventually turn face?
So he has to find a way to beat Christian back into reality. And Christian needs to find a way to either get out of his stable or for his stable to turn on him. What happened tonight? The match happens. The beating commences. Luchasaurus is in full control. They start doing this the chicanery because Adam Copeland's getting the hand. He hits Luchasaurus with the title. Throws the title into Christian's hands. Luchasaurus turns around and goes, "Did you just hit me with that title?" And it planted the seed that they will now turn on Christian, or they no longer trust Christian. MJ and Adam Copeland goes to the corner, hits a spear, 1, 2, 3. Now the seed has been planted that Christian and his team are having deception. And the number one rule of professional wrestling is you cannot rewatch the show if you've been on it. So you're not allowed to watch any replays. So Luchasaurus will go on for the next 6 months thinking that he was hit by Christian, and he will never go watch the show back and see all of the replays are putting all over TV saying that it clearly wasn't him.
But do you think that the premonition from Adam Copeland last week on Dynamite of them leaving him behind?
Yeah, and I think eventually it gets to the point where Christian gets beat up or jumped by his team, and then is saved by his best friend Adam Copeland, which sparks the reuniting of the tag team.
Hunter, you got in trouble, my friend.
But we will see Edge and Christian as a tag team in AEW before the end of 2024.
I think we'll definitely see them as a tag team. I definitely think that's what's going to happen. He wanted to end his career with Christian.
Someone said on my TikTok stream, what if we get Edge and Christian as tag team champions, and then what if we get a trios champion with Edge, Christian, and Gangrel?
No.
I would love it. I would absolutely love it.
I would hate it.
What? Yo, we've been begging for a Brood reunion, but we couldn't be doing it because they were not all in the same company at the same time.
And
it
now
can
they
happen now. It can happen.
Yeah.
Not Dynamite related, but how about Lince Dorado in AEW? Is that what you're saying? Lince on AEW? Or is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Lince Dorado?
Ooh.
I love it. I love it and I hate it because kind of behind the scenes, I'll spoil it. I was in talks with Lince Dorado for a podcast, and I don't think it's going to happen now. So that sucks.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Damn. It was worth a try, though.
It was.
Worth
It
a
was.
try.
He messaged me. He said he was down to do it, and then the thing came out, and I was like, so, and he goes, yeah. So I was like, all right, I get it. I see what it is. And AEW won't let me get interviews because I don't have a big enough following. So
there's a question for you, ABJ.
Do you think Kenny Omega booking Kenny Omega's wife to win the match and championship again? Sure. I don't think it's his wife. I just think they're dating, right? I think is that what the whole deal is? They're just dating?
Sort of. I think they were previously dating, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's a cool move to have her win and say she's the first 3-time champion, but it's 100% transitional. That only happens so Saraya doesn't have to lose to somebody a bigger name, and then they can build up to a bigger storyline. She is a good wrestler. She's good at what she does, but it's hard to build a storyline around her because of her lack of English.
ABJ, here's your answer. Gangrel will be in Philly.
He'll probably be in Icons or something. That's probably where he's going to be.
Aren't AEW in Philly in 2 weeks?
Are they really?
It's
2 weeks is too soon. 2 weeks is too soon to get all three of them together again.
Could be interesting.
They'd have to really step up that storyline and have it turn quick.
At Icons.
Dark STG, someone who I try to get on the podcast at one point in time, is Kevin's partner, and Wrecking Ball is Gangrel's partner. Oh, interesting. Okay. Glad we got our Golden Lovers reunion. Yeah, I think we'll see more of that. October 25th in AEW.
2 weeks.
Oh, and it is a spooky show. That's close to a Halloween show.
That's going to be their Halloween show because Halloween is the next Tuesday. The following
Son of a bitch. Does Gangrel come for the Halloween show?
Maybe we get a Brood reunion in the ring the way you wanted.
Wow. Wow.
Maybe.
Bro, Christian's getting jumped. Edge comes down to make the save. They start getting the upper hand on Christian because it's still 3-on-2. The lights turn off, and it's a shoo-in that it's going to be Darby and Sting, right? And it's Gangrel.
It would be something that people would go, "What the hell?"
It would be sick because if the lights turn off 100%, they'd be like, "Oh, here comes Darby to take out Nick Wayne," because that's a story they're building up to.
There you go. It's at the ECW arena.
Yeah, that's where Icons is. The 2300 arena.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Cody and Jay as tag team champions? I fucking hate it. I think it's stupid.
Nah.
You got one more chance to join the show if you really want to.
All right, we'll post the link one more time if you want to join. Last call for alcohol. If you want to come in and say hi or just talk wrestling with us for a few moments, or tell us what you liked about NXT, AEW, or just ask general wrestling questions. Come in and hang out for a moment.
I've been here dwelling this whole time.
Oh my goodness, Dana Jones is just everyone can answer these questions, not just Anthony Blackwell Jr. Do you think Moxley is the new AEW World Champion because MJF's contract will end in 2024? I don't think MJF's contract ends in 2024. I think it's a giant storyline that he's going to play to say the bidding war of 2024 because it rhymes and it's cute and it's MJF. But I will almost guarantee you that MJF is signed for a long-term deal. I think MJF is locked in for a long-term deal, and I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon.
No,
I agree with you there.
He's a player in AEW now,
and I think we're at a point right now where I think your John Moxley's and your Kenny Omegas and Chris Jericho's will not be your world champions in AEW for the foreseeable future. I think they're going to start rotating new talent.
Mm-hmm. As do I.
Yeah.
House of Black can come back in Philly. That'd be cool. Actually, I'll give you. You want another teaser? You want another teaser?
Oh,
The Brood versus New Brood.
he's diving into his pro wrestling crate.
I agree with you, Stephen. House of Black could come back in Philly, and it would be great.
This is the autograph for this month's crate.
Oh,
Dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Brody King.
Brody King. That's a nice one to have. Very nice one to have.
He is also a vocalist of a band.
Yes. Hatebreed, I believe, is the name of the band, right?
No, it's not Hatebreed.
No,
It's Metallica. It's Metallica, right?
No, God's Hate. What am I saying? It's God's Hate, isn't it?
Yes, it's God's Hate.
Why was I thinking Hatebreed for some reason?
It's all the same. They all scream the same stuff.
We do not. We do not.
Pterodactyls!
You heard my intro music.
I met Buddy with Guy. I met Buddy too. I commentated Buddy's first match back on the independent wrestling scene at PPW.
Buddy's an incredible talent, Buddy Matthews.
He got his neck stuck on the rope. I thought he broke his friggin' neck in front of my eyes.
Yikes. Boy, that's a story to tell. My God.
Yeah. So Monkey is actually being trained by Alpha Jr., who recently just had a heart attack, which is scary. Let me see if I can find it real quick. It might be on Battlefield Pro Wrestling's Facebook page. I hope it's on there. I don't see it. Shit. All right. Well, let's check.
I have to agree with Shrek on this one. MJF won't go to WWE because of the PG promo.
Yeah.
I do think MJF can pull a promo. So
heart issues, not a heart attack. Thank you. So in the chat, if you can, that'd be awesome. If you can't, you can't. But Alpha Jr. is currently fighting for his life at the moment. Alpha was rushed to the hospital on Saturday, September 23rd, finding out he has a severe and unexpected complicated cardiac issue. He went through many tests and cardiac procedures, and his heart is ejection fraction is only working at 35%, and his heart is filling with fluids by the hours. He has an extremely large road to recovery and has a lot of medical bills and medical attention needs. So they're asking for anything you can give. So if you can go and donate to that charity on GoFundMe to help Alpha Jr. He's currently running his own promotion, his own school. So there's a lot of people that are banking on his promotion to keep going because it helps the next generation of wrestlers. And also the guy has to pay his bills and has to, he has a bunch of amazing kids. His kids are the sweetest children I've ever seen in my life. So if you can, donate to that GoFundMe. If you can't, just copy that link and share it on your own social media and just ask if anyone that on that side can help, and anything helps. So yeah, help out Alpha Jr. I worked with him numerous times. He's a nice dude, and anything helps out. Like I said, if you can't monetarily do it, just share it out.
There's another question for you. Do you think we will see Wardlow as an AEW World Champion at any stage?
If you want to talk about a bidding war of 2024, that's the guy that I think is that could be jumping ship if not done properly. Yeah, I can possibly see Wardlow as a champion. The only thing that holds that back is they've tried numerous times to book him as a champion and it never really paid off. We lost Raz. I'll hold it down for a second.
Now we're gonna take over the world.
It's our show now. Let's go, Hunter. It's us. Sorry, guys. No, I don't. I think that's the only thing holding Wardlow back is his last couple title runs have been pretty lackluster. So to put him with the main title may not be the smart move.
ABJ, we have a friend of yours in the backstage area. I'm going to bring him in right now.
No.
Do 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 do.
Yes. Sir.
No. Jorge.
I saw this guy's first match.
Welcome.
And I was impressed.
Super talented.
What's up? The first match that I had?
Yes, the first match that you had at the Sanctuary.
Who was that?
Where he tried out and he was the fan that got pulled out of the crowd.
Yes,
That was 100% legit. We didn't plan that at all.
My first solo match was with Xander. My first match was with Andre and Vince.
Never heard of that kid. That first one you wrestled. Any good? Is that kid any good?
This is pretty cool. He does this sometimes, and it's so cool.
Yeah.
Everybody for it all the time.
Usually, this is a bad sign. That means get the hell out of here, right?
Get the doctor.
Yeah.
Get the doctors.
Oh, yeah, but no,
Did you watch?
Shoot from the hip. All right. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, the Sanctuary has treated me very well since my first match up until always. They've treated me very well. I love it there. That's my home. I love
He's
it.
working super hard. This kid's. I've been watching his work ethic. He's killing the game. I'm very excited to be the voice of his career so far. So keep following him.
I appreciate
Get your social medias together, you psycho.
Half and half.
This kid is here 5 months. He's got streamers. He's got big banners. He's got merchandise. He's got his own custom championship. He's got all this stuff. He doesn't have a Facebook page yet.
My fans
Yeah, but he's got ABJ promoting him.
You got to get on all there.
I do didn't make a different account. I have the account that I have is the same account that I had when I was in 6th grade.
You have to make a like page. You have to make the Jorge Guapo like page. And then change your Twitter and your Instagram to Jorge Guapo. Your real name's dead.
Just get rid of it.
Yeah. Keep your personal Facebook, make a like page, and then just change your Twitter and Instagram to your worker name. And speaking of Samoans, you're part of the Samoan SWAT team.
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't know who doesn't know it, but I'm honorary SWAT team. I wrestled at WXW. So when he was saying I'm a stunt fighter, I am a stunt fighter, but I did make my professional wrestling debut in New Jersey at WXW. Samu. Shook Samu, rubbed shoulders, became an honorary Oos, and I'm Samoan.
You.
He's the only member of the Samoan SWAT team that's Mexican.
That's right.
But white people don't know the difference, so it's fine. Yeah.
You know it,
you're not wrong. You're not wrong there.
Before you know it, Jorge will probably become a part of the bloodline.
That's what I'm saying. I'm coming.
And
in.
nobody will know the difference. Nobody. White people are like, it's the same thing, right? Like we thought a Samoan was Japanese for 15 years.
You're telling me Santos Escobar and Jimmy Uso can't pass off his cousins?
They 100% can.
Yeah, I'm in there. Samoan SWAT team, baby.
How many honorary Ooses is there? Anyone who is blessed enough to have a Samoan call them Oos, you're an honorary Oos.
Sami Zayn's is a Samoan, apparently.
Yeah. Honestly, that's why I do this. Like, that's a 100% tribute to the Samoans. Like, when I do my little, I don't mean to do it. It's just as a wrestling fan, it's either the Schnucka or it's this, and I always latched onto this.
I'm Irish with a little bit of Italian.
Back when Rikishi was starting out, he would always do this, and that was to acknowledge his kids.
Mm-hmm.
He did it 3 times to acknowledge his kids.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
How about you guys really don't like Cody and Jey Uso together?
No. So here's the thing. He's new to the business, so he's a worker. But this kid is a giant fucking mark. Like, he's horrible. He's so terrible. Like, if you watch him wrestle, you can tell he goes home and just beats it to Seth Rollins. Like, that's all.
But no, the thing is, though, everybody else who's not a mark, who claims that they're not a mark, just likes the heels. They love heel work.
We're all marks to an extent, but some people go overboard still. But most marks are like, oh my God, Cody. You know what I mean? I love Cody as a human. I think as a human being, Cody Rhodes is a top-notch human. He's amazing. I just never attach myself to those characters. And another thing with Cody too is like, you brought him in from your rival company to bring him in and follow his dad's legacy, make him lose at Mania, then to have him win a tag team championship with a guy who's trying to become the main event solo guy who just left a tag team with his twin brother. It just, I think, and you take the titles from Judgment Day, who's your next top stable in the company.
Remember,
just so you can fulfill a War Games match in a couple months.
Well, no, because this could not only be for that. That could also be after WrestleMania if he does beat Roman, who's his next opponent? Jey Uso. Jey Uso is a tag team champion with him. That creates storyline there as well. It reminds me a little bit of John Cena and Shawn Michaels when they were tag team champs.
Yeah, hated that too, and I'm a Shawn guy.
Well, it made it.
Here's another thing that annoys the shit out of me, right? You have all these WWE fans and wrestling fans who go, we're fucking sick of two singles guys being forced together to be a tag team when you have actual tag teams in the tag team division that you're not using, and everyone hates it. But then when Cody Rhodes is involved, they're like, actually, I kind of like it. That means we can do the thing, right?
No, I don't like it for their characters. I understand why it shouldn't be liked, but the chemistry that they have when they're like, it's like something that's like, oh, that doesn't sound like it would be good. But then when you watch them together, it's a good fucking tag team, and they're
two legacy guys. They're guys who are we both know their dads, we both know their family, we both know, so it makes sense in that department. And you can't do the legacy that you want because one of them's in jail and no one really likes Curtis Hawkins, which is upsetting. So you can't really do that version of legacy. And the other guy that you can do it with is still recovering from back injury at Randy Orton.
I can't wait for Randy's return. He's at the PC.
Yeah.
Putting in that work. I hope so, at least. We
have another wrestler in the chat. Jay Messiah hanging out with us. Look at that.
Jay Messiah doesn't want to see me for the Spotlight title.
Ooh, First Friday, fight.
Talk about that Spotlight title, but you don't want to see me for it.
Shots fired.
Yeah, Jay, come back to the Sanctuary, get that smoke. I want to see that match.
I haven't seen him at the Sanctuary since I've been in the Spotlight title conversation.
Yo, come get this title off him so it's and get the feathers off it. His title looks like it's like a mummer, like in the Philadelphia Mummers Parade.
Listen. Don't talk about the Spotlight title like that, please.
It's funny because I made fun of it, and Hawthorne's like, I worked really hard on that.
If you were to pay for that title, how much did you pay for it?
For that title? I've seen that title. I've held that title. So
no, not the title itself, for the work that's been done on it. To be Jorge Guapo's title.
Probably like $100.
You pay $100?
Maybe, yeah.
Okay. For
the parts and labor. The most expensive part's probably the mirror that you broke.
For it, because my mom told me that you made it. She told me that you told her in the crowd that you put it together.
No, we were gonna fix the mirror for you. I don't know how much I want to give away here, but essentially the person who was supposed to fix it was Lily, but we didn't have this right size mirror. And then Lily's like, "Yo, he wants me to do this, and this," and I was like, "Bro, these titles. What if he loses it next week and you put all this work into it? Now we have to take all of it off."
I know.
You know what I was gonna say? I was gonna say $1, Bob.
Yeah.
You know $2 Bob from Bloomsburg?
No, he lives in
West Virginia.
West Virginia. Where did Raz go, by the way, on his own show?
He had to sort out the
children. Oh yeah, he's in the private chat. Oh,
which means it's our show now. Now we get to take over the world.
Yeah.
Sorry. Huh?
Who's your favorite wrestler of all time? And then current. Both.
And favorite wrestler at the Sanctuary named Jorge.
Modern day would probably be Andre Chase, because I've been watching a lot of him. Of all time, probably Roddy Piper.
Here it is.
The hot rod. Did you appreciate Ronda Rousey taking the gimmick? No.
Ronda's first year was dope, and then after that, it kind of got stale.
Not really a fan of Ronda, to be honest.
Nobody.
I thought her first year was good, and then second year not so much.
Yeah, kind of went.
That could have done differently with her, other than make her like.
They could have kept the guy who was training her and getting her prepared, and had making better matches.
See, I'm not.
But they got rid of the guy that was backstage doing all that. The Brian Kendrick.
Brian Kendrick. When am I going to have a match?
That's a lot of people don't know that, man. Like a lot of people think like, oh, like where's my favorite wrestler? And they're like, oh, they're backstage agenting, and you kind of like write that off because you think, oh, backstage stuff like that isn't important. But if you have a good person backstage pulling the right strings, like it changes the show.
How about what is it, Jason Jordan? That guy puts
Oh
together.
man, yes.
Like I'm not trying to toot my own horn, and I don't say a lot of stuff, but like
I hear.
I help put together some stuff at shows. And I feel I do all right with it.
Nothing is allowed to be booked unless it goes through ABJ. If ABJ doesn't give it the head
No,
nod.
that's definitely not true. I don't want to get beat up by Trotsky.
Hey, I tried to book myself in a handicap match between the Honor Society, and it was like ABJ is like, nope, you are too inexperienced.
Yeah. I actually thought I called a spot during Jorge's last match, and I was like, oh my god, this would be amazing. Do this, and I whispered in one of your ears to tell the other one to do it, and then you guys already had it planned anyway.
What was it?
The double kip up.
Oh, see, you know what? I don't know what I'm allowed to say and what I'm not, but either way, I'll say it anyway, and then I'll get yelled at after, maybe. But I remember Andre, he was like, he said, then we're gonna have a double down. And I was like, should we do a double kip up? And he goes, you're not Marcy. And he's like, you're not doing a double kip up with me. And I was like, all right. But
yeah.
I guess there was a story there before, and they did a double kip up, and I was like, how about you do the kip up? I don't come up. You come over, like, staring me down, and then I kip up.
Yeah. It was a good moment because the crowd was into it. Like, they were super into that match.
That match, it was a good match. It was worth it, I will say. And that's all. But it was worth it. Not fully
worth it, but it was pretty good.
it was fully worth it.
No.
There's a lot that there's parts that I wish I could take back, but I wouldn't to take back the whole night if that's what it meant. That it was a match that after the fact I feel different as a performer like that.
Yeah. No, matches like that are what are going to make you better performers overall. Jesus Christ. I don't know what happened there.
Christmas. What was that?
Like the power bomb off the apron?
Great spot. Well, I don't know. I can't bring anybody in. I don't have access. There's Raz.
Yeah, sorry. The little one decided he was going to destroy one of the cupboards. So.
Oh,
how old is he?
You're moving out.
He's
soon.
3. So.
Oh.
There we go.
DM in the chat.
What's going on, guys?
Not much, man.
Can you guys hear me? Because I remember last time the microphone thing
loud and clear.
No, smoke detector's beeping? I thought I heard a smoke detector beep.
Mine does.
It ain't mine.
My smoke detector will always be not changing it.
Isn't that a standard thing in American households?
Yeah, everyone's smoke detectors beeps.
Yeah. Especially in American Latino households.
And African American.
See, I wasn't going to go there. I wasn't going to go there because
you ever see the TikTok joke where they're like, yo, that's messed up, man. How you consider beep?
It keeps the rhythm in the household.
Lily's also Hispanic, and hers beeps all the time too. So
yeah,
go support the ABJ merchandise and Raz merchandise. I got some right there.
Yeah, he's got both of them hanging out back there.
Yep.
What'd you think of tonight's shows?
I mostly watch NXT, but I love the NXT main event. I like the NXT main event where the Undertaker after the matchup, the Undertaker actually came out and he did the badass Undertaker with the motorcycle. I thought they weren't even gonna fit the motorcycle in that tiny little spot because the NXT studio looks like a small studio.
That's because it is a small studio. It's the performance. It's part of the performance center.
People attend those shows. What's the capacity there?
I think a couple thousand.
Like 2,000.
Yeah, around there. Probably like 1,500.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, because it's probably it's Full Sail University, or is it actually performance
Capital
center?
Wrestling Center.
Capitol Wrestling Center. Okay. So yeah.
That spot was cool though. Undertaker actually coming out and putting hands on somebody was.
Braun Breaker. He put his hands on. Braun Breaker was talking shit about him, and then all of a sudden, the Undertaker broke, and he's dead.
Yeah, it was a good one. I liked it. I liked NXT all around. I didn't watch AEW. I don't really watch AEW often. I am going to because Edge is on it. But if NXT makes those type of episodes happen, I won't watch AEW for nothing because they packed that episode up with. It was basic.
Do you watch Impact?
No.
Because there was an Impact show. There was an Impact show in White Plains for Impact 1000, and
wow.
I was gonna go to that, but I actually went to a WWE live event at White Plains at the same place that Impact 1000 was at.
Yeah, that was recent.
Yeah, so I literally when I was at the event, I literally have pictures of literally of the sign that literally says Impact 1000.
So, they're saying about 300 people fit into the Capitol Wrestling Center. So
No.
yeah. So it's not much bigger than, honestly, it's not much bigger than the Sanctuary.
We need to get 300 people at the Sanctuary.
They need to put those two side spots where the pews are. The only way we're getting more people is if those pews come out and they put like bleachers.
Yeah, but the Sanctuary is an old church, isn't it?
Yeah.
So as you can see, that's the pic when I was at the Westchester County Center. You can see there was signs for Victory Road and the Impact 1000 for that September. But this was back in June. So it was like a long time away. September was very far away at that time.
801 subscribers. Whoever's that one that just subscribed, thank you. Put me over the hill.
Yay!
Yeah, it's like tickets are like Saturday Night Live. They give them away for free, but then people sell them aftermarket if people really wanted to be there.
Or you get those people on radio stations that give away $1,000 for free.
So we're going to wrap this show up very shortly because we're almost at the 2-hour mark, and we've pretty much gone as long as Dynamite. Except they went over tonight because they went like 15 minutes overtime.
Well, unfortunately, I couldn't see AEW because of something that I did yesterday. But we're done. We're over with that, and now that won't happen again.
Oh, Lily got in trouble.
Oh.
Yeah.
What did she spam? Oh, clapping.
I think it was a clapping.
Listen, you have to be careful. The clap's contagious.
And on
It's not as contagious apparently as the scissors.
Oh man. Hey Jorge, I think you should join the Discord. We literally talk in the Discord all the time.
There you go.
I don't have Discord.
Download Discord, make an account, and join us.
I made this account just now to get into it. The StreamYard one.
There you go. If you guys want to come hang out with us, download Discord, join that link, and immediately following the show, we'll be in the lounge hanging out.
What do you about Crispy?
We have a lot of conversations.
We kick Crispy out. He doesn't
Crispy
hang out.
is in there.
Crispy's in there. Torres is in there.
They're barely there. They're barely there.
They're barely there, but they're there.
Yeah.
They're
What do you guys
there.
think about Crispy though?
Oh, Jorge Guapo, Sunday, October 29th, episode 7.
I'm
James Ives.
just who I mentioned.
He's booked. He's booked already, that show. You got to come on a first Friday. Next first Friday.
First Friday, even if I have a match, I'll do another match for Jay Macias, baby. I'll be
There you
there.
go.
Friday, November the 3rd.
Jorge, I'm going to give you the main screen, promo your stuff, okay?
My
He has
stuff.
nothing to promo. He didn't make any pages yet.
It doesn't matter about no.
Go.
pages because when Jorge Guapo is in the building, that's all they talk about. Jay Macias, Chris P, Vince Torres, Andre Paulino, Wild Child Rocco.
Your shirt off.
Precious, Zach Sander, anybody could get it because all of those people have fallen to me. Jorge Guapo, I am the people's champ. I am Oaxaqueño. I am everything that you would want in a stunt fighter, and I bring it every single time I show up. You guys can be there or you can't, but either way, I'm going to perform. And either way, I'm going to have that Spotlight Championship around my waist because I'm Jorge Guapo, and I'm him.
Fun fact: the neighbors next to the sanctuary don't. I thought they didn't speak English, and they were throwing toys over the yard. I was like, "Oh man, they're Spanish. I don't think I could be able to communicate with them." I was like, "Jorge, come out and help me out." And he walks outside and he looks over the fence and goes, "I don't know Spanish." And then I go, "Excuse me," and they go, "What?" And I go, "Never mind, I don't need you. You can go back inside. They don't speak Spanish either."
I can get through a conversation.
Wow.
I love the sanctuary. It was amazing. Wow. I love that place.
Hunter, you're up next for your promo.
Well, real quick, because Jorge didn't say it. This Friday, the 13th, come hang out with myself, BP Burke, live on commentary, and you can see Jorge wrestle this Thursday on YouTube on the Sanctuary PATV on the free episode of the Sanctuary. It's going to be Hawthorne's birthday party, so we're going to have a live stream going, and you can interact with us on commentary. So I commentate the match as well as talk to you in the chat, and come hang out on Sanctuary PATV.
Looking forward to it.
ABJ, I was going to get you up to do your promo after, but
well, that was also added to Jorge's because he's performing this Thursday, so I thought he would have said it.
And because we're both Samoan SWAT team, and it's Friday night.
Yeah, we're both.
Hunter, you're up next to promo your stuff.
Yes, sir.
Oh, wrong
word, person.
You put an honor on the.
There we go.
I'd like to announce that I am challenging Jorge Guapo for the King of Quiz Championship, and no.
The King. No. Is that a real?
Cut
thing?
a promo. Pop your shirt off. Cut a promo. Oh, Friday the 13th.
As soon as I get more fit than Jorge Guapo, sure, but not right now.
Anyway. I want to be on YouTube. I don't want an R rating yet.
Exactly. Thank you, Raz. Anyway, you can find me.
Men nipples are okay, not women's.
Anyway, where can people find you, Hunter?
Yes, thank you, Raz. I was just about to get to that. You can find me on all the socials, on the YouTube, Twitter, or X. I don't really call it X. I call it Twitter. Instagram, Threads, Twitch, and YouTube at HunterDillon95. You can follow me there. I stream Friday nights and sometimes Monday nights on Twitch. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be on Friday night doing It's Quiz Time. So if you guys want to play along, play against me, and try and take my throne as King of Quiz, hey, you're more than welcome to. I'll be there. Me and my AI co-host Sally will all be there. And of course, I do have a logo business, Logos by Hunter. If you wish to, if you're a content creator, wrestler, podcaster, whatever, you want some quality graphic logos, I've got affordable prices. Hit me up, DM, Twitter, Instagram, Logos by Hunter.
There we go. And now, ABJ, I'm going to put you up on. You're going to go give us everything that you can do.
Take two.
Anthony Blackwell Jr., all social media, subscribe on YouTube. Bye-bye.
Short and to the point.
DM, if you've got anything to promote, go now.
Well, I am on Discord, Twitter /X, Instagram, all Dominic Meladanchi or DM to be short.
What are you on the hub?
I'm not on the hub. No, I'm not. I mean, I know you are. I know Lily is, but I know
I'm not on the hub. I'm not on the hub.
Whoa.
Don't put me on blast. I'm not on the hub. Not yet, anyway. Listen, if this content keeps going downhill, I'll be on the hub soon. Like, if you don't want me on the hub, subscribe to me on social media.
Oh yeah.
Holy.
Jorge, you're muted.
I want to. Am I?
Oh, you're good now.
No, you're good.
I want to see ABJ on the hub. Everybody unsubscribe.
You don't need to see me on the hub. I need to do more sit-ups if I'm going to be on the hub.
No. I want to see I want to see it all.
Hunter, you're getting challenged, my boy.
Oh, Jesus.
How do you feel? Oh.
Ooh, who's the guy Shrek though? That guy Shrek, 44. He wants to.
He's a wrestler. He's a fan.
Oh. You could come get this work, baby, anytime you want. We could put it on the hub. We could put it on YouTube.
Whoa, no, not the hub.
Whoa.
Not the hub. No.
It is.
No.
It
We're
is a
behind a
sanctuary.
paywall at least. OnlyFans. Come on. I'm gonna make the money.
We passed the 2-hour mark. We're allowed to go rated R after that. No. Hi, everybody. Beautiful time.
On that note, I've been Raz. That's ABJ. That's Hunter. That's DM, and that's Jorge Guapo.
Hold on, before
Thank
you
you so much for
you
joining us,
don't
everyone.
boot yet. Don't boot yet. Don't rap. I'm putting a new background up.
Oh no. Oh no.
No.
Oh no.
Oh, this is gonna get rough.
The hub.
Raz, watch out, everybody.
Oh no.
Did it work?
No.
No.
What the heck?
You probably have to send it to me to put it up.
Just throw
I do have
Great.
Oh,
promotion.
God.
I do have a promotion where if you want to join Team Convoy in American Truck Simulator, just do www.teamconvoy.com and join Team Convoy for
There's
American
only one.
Truck
There's only one podcast you should be listening to, and that's only
Oh, there it
ABJ's.
is.
Oh God.
T-shirts on TeePublic if you want to buy that on T-shirt.
Wow.
Oh yeah, did you want to announce the thing on Pro Wrestling Tees, ABJ?
Oh yeah, I am officially on Pro Wrestling Tees as well as Brain Busters. That just happened tonight as well. So I'm on 2
Wait a
more
minute.
merch sites.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Yay!
Hunter, apparently you're going to be the meat because it's 2 dudes slapping meat.
Two meaty men just slapping meat. And we're canceled. It's been fun.
Anyway, roll the credits.
Thank you, Barry. Like Raspberry. Thank you very much. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Raz, thanks for doing the stream
Oh,
tonight.
thanks for coming out, Jorge. That was a nice surprise.
Yeah.
Take care, everyone. We will see you again in probably next week.
All righty. Good night, boys.
Oh yeah, congrats on